Hello and welcome into this very special automation build. It's been a very long time since I filmed an automation build and uploaded it on YouTube, because lately all the videos that I did they were only in BeamNG.Drive driving the cars that I made here, but I really want to share this experience with you guys. I really want to share this build with you guys, so I thought to myself I will film it and upload it so you can see what's what. So as we all know, this is the Rebel 200, a very amazing car made in 1947. Yes, this is a 1940s sports coupe. As you can see, it looks absolutely amazing, beautiful curves and everything, perfect in every single way. And this thing considered in 1947 as a hypercar, not a sports car. No, it's a hypercar, because this thing has a 202 horsepower 3.2 liter inline 6 engine. The original design that I did was a 3 liter only, but I upgraded the engine to a little bigger capacity, better emissions, better curve. So yeah, now it has extra 200 cc, but it's still a 200 horsepower car, nothing special. It's still a manual gearbox car, rear-wheel drive. It's really good. Let's share some of the information. So let's see, this is the design for the Rebel. This is the market. So as you can see, the Rebel is in the hyper market, the hypersection market in 1947. This thing costs, with let's say 20% margin, this thing cost $30,000 back then in 1947. So it's extremely expensive. This thing has 17 drivability points, 29. So it's super drivable, super sporty. It's not comfortable at all. It has some sort of a semi-racing suspension, so that's why it's a little bit uncomfortable, and that's why it's a hypercar. And let's see, it's super prestigious, super safe. Yes, 34 points back then. I mean, look at it. The minimum safety required in 1947 for this country, Gazmia, is 0. I mean, you can sell your car with no safety equipment at all, and people will buy it. So considering this car has 34 points, so this is like a Volvo back then. Very amazing. It's very reliable, 55 points in 1947. This is like a tank, actually, not a car. So it's a pretty crazy design. Yes, it takes a little while to get engineered, and it takes very long time to get produced, because all the components are really high end. I mean, yes, it has drum brakes, but the best drum brakes ever. No, don't worry, it's not plus 15 quality, everything like plus 5, plus 4 quality, but very good quality car. And the surprise, look at the chassis. It's actually a semi semi space frame, or not, sorry, it's a space frame, not semi. This is a super space frame chassis, as you can see, a fully on space frame chassis. So it takes a while to weld all the tubes to make a great chassis, to design it and to make it and to build it. So it's a pretty rare car. In the double wishbone front and rear suspension, open differential rear-wheel drive with a pretty 3.2 liter inline 6, double overhead camshaft, 3 single barrel carburetors, very good engine indeed. And yes, this is a racing exhaust header. Yes, this is a custom racing exhaust header. Yes, this is not a racing car, but I had to use a racing exhaust header because this car is not a mass production car. This is a very super rare limited car, so yeah, I can use that. Alright, so the surprise is not this car, because we have seen this car in the past. This is not good news, or this is not any new news on this channel. No, of course not. The good news, or the special thing that I want to share with you, is what's coming next, because lately I've seen a lot of companies these days, they call them coach builders, or special garages or special companies. They take some special and very beautiful cars, and then they will fit new bodies, new suspension, new interior, new engine, new gearbox, and new brakes, for example, and they will put their badges on, and a new creation will be built with better everything. For example, we have seen it on Top Gear in the past, which is the Alfa Romeo Disco Volante, I think. Yeah, so a coach building company took the 8C Alfa Romeo and they put new body, new interior, new engine, new exhaust. I think it's the same engine, who knows, but yeah, you get the idea. And also there is another company that they took the original design of the Jaguar E-Type and they made the Eagle Speedster, a car that Jeremy Clarkson I fell in love with. Let's see who else. I mean, you get the idea, you get the whole idea of, you know, the coach building or whatever. But it's not in this video. In this video I'm gonna try something similar to a coach building, to a coach build, and a Restomod as well, because also Restomod, which is taking an old car, a classic car, and then upgrade the engine, the gearbox, the suspension. That's a Restomod, and keep the original body and the original design, maybe the original chassis. But I want to get some of the Restomod and some of the coach building, you know, idea, and put it in a creation. So I present to you the Tramonto. Yes, my friends, this is the Tramonto 3.2 liter Restomod, or a coach builder car, I think. So yeah, this is the Tramonto, which means in Italian the sunset. A very beautiful name with a very beautiful body. Yes, I kept the original body, but I upgraded some of the fixtures and some of the curves from the Rebel to make this a modern GT car that you really love to drive and love to own and love to just also look at as well. So this is the Tramonto. This thing has a different chassis, a different body material, different engine, of course, different absolutely everything. So let's start with the chassis. So the chassis underneath is a semi-space frame chassis, not a space frame. This is a semi-space frame chassis made entirely from aluminium or aluminum, whatever you want to call it. The body itself is made from aluminium, same as the original one, because the original Rebel, the body was made from aluminium or aluminum as well, which is really awesome. So what I did here is I fit some absolutely beautiful fixtures, like this vent here, this vent back there. We have some carbon fiber, as you can see, not fixture, carbon fiber, for example, trims, window trims, and looking very beautiful. The same wipers, the same vents, but this time the wipers are made from carbon fiber, as you can see. So the rims are made from carbon fiber, but the body is still aluminium. The chassis is now aluminium as well. Let's see, look at those beautiful tail lights, and this is the Tramonto badge, Tramonto, and we have a license plate holder. We have rear reversing sensors, we have a rear view camera over there. So it's a pretty modern car. And on the roof, as you can see, yes, we have a what do they call it, panoramic, I think, panoramic roof, so you can gaze into the stars and the sky at night while you are driving at the night your beautiful classic / modern vehicle. Yes, my friends. Now at the front we have modern headlights with integrated indicators, as you can see, modern front grille, modern front lip, with a crazy idea that I wanted to discover and I want to test, which is a middle mounted, yes, this is a middle mounted fog light. Yeah, this is like for example, what the new lights these days are like laser or something. Super powerful lights, and I want to try the same idea, which is a mid-mounted, yes, a mid-mounted fog lights. I want to see if it's gonna work or not, and if it works, perfect. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna switch to regular fog lights on the sides. We have also front parking sensors, a camera as well. Let's see what else we have here. So yeah, look at the door handle up there for, you know, a cleaner finish. Look at the design body. The body design name, those modern rims, carbon ceramic front and rear brakes, which is really awesome, and a very amazing thing, which is the engine. The engine is still inline 6, but this is a double overhead camshaft, 3.8 liter inline 6 with direct fuel injection and individual throttle body, 6 individual throttles, and a long tubular headers. The engine is made from aluminium silicon, same, also the cylinder head is made from the same material. Very powerful engine indeed. This is naturally aspirated, and this thing is pushing 370 horsepower at 7,900 rpm. All-wheel drive, of course. I tried it with rear-wheel drive. It was very good to drive, very amazing and very balanced, but it was slow because you had to lift the throttle to prevent the car from spinning out. Because when you corner, you need to be careful with rear-wheel drive in BeamNG.Drive, but with all-wheel drive, I mean, you can use the power pretty much all the time, which is absolutely more enjoyable than rear-wheel drive in BeamNG.Drive. We have, of course, double wishbone front suspension, same as the original model, but the rear is multi-link now. And yes, you are reading this correctly, 50-50 weight distribution. Yes, my friends, 50-50 weight distribution, 50% on the front axle and 50% of the weight is on the rear axle. Pretty amazing and balanced car to drive, as you will see in a moment. So let's run some of the numbers. This thing right now is in the GT category, as you can see, GT Premium. I mean, that's the market to sell this car in. Look at it. Look at the difference in numbers. 82.3 is the drivability. This thing is supremely drivable. This thing is very sporty, very comfortable, very prestigious. It's very safe, it's reliable, it's practical, it has good utility points. This thing can do nearly 31 miles to the gallon. It's very kind on the environment, as you can see, 47 points. The original car, the Rebel, that was running on leaded fuel, producing 9,999 emission points. This one is only doing 47. 47, look at the difference. This thing is super clean, super powerful, comfortable, sporty, drivable, beautiful. And the production units is less, I think, than the Rebel. Yes, it takes also a little while to get engineered, but it's perfect, and it's running on 95 octane fuel, not 98. And it will never rust. I mean, look at the environmental resistance. Aluminium chassis, aluminium body, and this thing costs $53,000, which is cheap these days. Can you imagine buying a very beautiful car, same as this one, with only $53,000? Wow. Let's see. Yes, 50-50 weight distribution. As you can see, this thing can tow 2 tons to a 278 kilometers per hour, 4.5 seconds from 0 to 100. So it's a pretty quick car. It's not slow at all. Quarter mile in 12.9. No brake fadings. Stopping distance is perfect. I mean, it's perfect. It's a perfect GT car. It's very comfortable, it's very good looking, it's sporty, and it sounds very good, and it looks very good too. Alright, so let's test both of them now in BeamNG.Drive and see what are the differences between a 1940s car and a Restomod, or a coach building. I don't know what did I call it, but yeah, let's test the difference between the Tramonto and the Rebel. Alright, let's go over there. Alright, so we are back now in BeamNG.Drive with our two amazing creations, the original 1947 Rebel and of course the Restomod, or the, I don't know, the coach builder. I don't know, I really want to know, is this build a coach builder, a coach building, or is this a Restomod? Because I still have the same body, but I did a different chassis, different interior, different engine, different everything. So I would really love in the comment section, what is this? Is it a mix between coach building and a Restomod, or is it only a Restomod, or what? I would really love to know the difference, or not the difference. I really want to know, you know, what is this build? What should I call it? A Restomod or a coach builder, or what? Or a mix? Yeah. Alright, so we have the original Rebel, as you can see, and of course the what did I call it? I forgot the name of it. The Tramonto, yes, the Sunset. This is the Top Gear, of course, the famous Top Gear test track in the UK, which is a modded map. You can find it on the mod market in BeamNG.Drive. It's absolutely very accurate. All the corners are perfectly matched, and it's really accurate. Alright, so now let's drive the original one and see how it will perform, and then drive, of course, the modern version. Sounds very good. Alright. Let's start very slowly to the starting point. As you can see, there are some tire marks, so it's not my first time driving it. Alright, it's pretty dangerous actually, as you will see in a moment. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, this thing has drum brakes, and actually you can put your foot hard down on those brakes and they won't lock. I really like the brakes in 1947. You can put 100% of brake pads on them, 100 brake pads, and look at it, I'm pushing the brakes 100%, no ABS, and these brakes are not locking at all. I love this brake. Those drums are working nicely. It's a pretty fast car, and remember, this is 1947. And yes, they can lock sometimes, or lose balance. So you need to be really careful, especially on high speeds, because drums are not really as balanced as discs. So you need to be really careful. Suspension is really good. Tires are, yes, they are somehow grippy. The engine's really good. It's 200 horsepower, but it's really packing a punch, so you can actually get some very, very decent speed out of this car. I mean, I'm not timing. I should time this lap, but I'm not timing it. I just want to see how this thing will perform. Of course, the Rebel will be much slower than the new version, the Tramonto, but yeah, I just want to see how it will drive. This thing drives absolutely like a dream. I mean, you can't really tell it's a 1940s car. Everyone will drive this thing, they will think, oh, this is 1960s, or maybe you can call it 70s also. It's fast, it stops very well. It's very controllable, looks very good. Really, that's really awesome. But it's from 1947. Yes, so now let's switch to the new version and see the difference between old times or old school and new school. First thing that we can notice, which is the engine. The engine is supremely quiet. And yes, the sunroof or the panoramic roof is white, and that's actually a mistake or a bug actually in the modded sunroof from Automation Game. Alright, so let's see what's what. 370 horsepower instead of 202. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, look at the difference in acceleration. Of course, you can't compare those two cars, but yep, nearly lost control for a moment. Sometimes I think there's a mistake, in BeamNG.Drive. Sometimes the steering gets super sensitive. I mean, I was driving this car before I recorded the video, and the steering wasn't actually that sensitive. Maybe I should load the car again. Who knows? But this bug actually happened with me before with some of your cars, actually, some of the viewer cars. So yes, as you can see, I'm using the power all the time. The throttle is 100% nearly all the time, instead of rear-wheel drive, which you can use the power only on straight lines. Steering is super sensitive suddenly. This is not from the car. This is a bug from the game. Look at it, look at those front tires. I think I should load the car again and try again. Let's see. Because I didn't change anything with the car. So let's try again. Do you think it will work this time? Yeah, much better. I think. Yeah, much better, I think. So let's do another lap for a moment and see if it will actually do any difference. A little bit better, but still very sensitive. Although I did not change anything. I think the car is still the same. But you know, you get the idea, you get the difference between those two cars, between old school and new school. But yes, this one looks very good. It's very powerful, it's very safe, it's very everything. But I want to see how safe. I really want to see how safe, what kind of differences you can get from 1947 to 2020. How safe the car actually is. So what I'm gonna do next is a safety test between those two cars. I'm gonna try like a head-on crash and some tiny crashes and see what kind of damage you can actually get crashing the same body material, to be honest. I mean, both of them are aluminium, made from aluminium, which is, I mean, very good. But I want to see how the bodies will survive. So yeah, you can get crazy actually with the all-wheel drive version, and you can still manage to stay alive, unlike the real drive version, which, yeah, pretty much you will spin out and crash around the tree. Very good. And of course, this one, you can use this one as an automatic gearbox, so you can actually survive. So let's see, I want to use the Rebel. Alright, so let's park this. Let's park it, for example, like, yeah, I'm not gonna edit the video, I'm gonna leave it the same. So yeah, I'm gonna just show you how will I park it. So let's park it here, turn off the engine, use the handbrake and the gear and the parking brake and the parking gear. Now, Rebel, let's go to the other end and then try and crash that car with a head-on crash and see what kind of damage we can actually get. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, let me switch to the keyboard so I can actually slow the time. Right, here we go, driving on the keyboard. Oh, very long time I didn't drive. Oh. Alright, let's see what kind of damage would happen between 1947 and 2020. Oh my god, look at the difference. The 1947 version, look at it, the chassis itself got bented here. And wow, look at the pillar over there. Got completely bented and destroyed. I mean, in real life, all this glass will shoot out and crash. You won't have any sort of glass here. But the modern version, look at it. It's still intact here. The chassis is still pretty much intact. Nothing had happened. The mirrors are still intact, only a front damage, that's it. Nothing else happened. The doors are still new, the chassis pretty much untouched, but look at the chassis here. It's completely bented. Wow, that's a weak car, weak safety, because 1947. Wow, alright, let's speed up. Wow. Alright. Let's get this one here again, and let's inspect the damage. Wow, completely damaged front end. The engine is touching the metal, so it's pretty total. All right, let's try again, but this time I want to use the. Let's switch to this one. I want to see the side. The side, which side? Right, okay, let's use this one and see if you can destroy it. Alright, that's enough. It's a tire smoking machine. Alright, switch to keyboard. Alright, here we go. Hitting the doors at 93 kilometers per hour. Here we go. Oh my god, look at it. So the Rebel is very weak at this point. This point is a very weak point with the Rebel. A very long hood, and this bit is very weak. Wow. Yep. So let's see if we can back it off. Unfortunately we can't. So reset it. And let's inspect the damage. Look at that. You can still drive it. It's pretty drivable. Wow, only a little bent here. Let's see what got damaged. So the fender, the hood is still new. The door got damaged. The side fender, the chassis is pretty new. Wow, that's the only damage. It's actually fixable, unless of course I think there's, of course, the glass here should shatter because it's got vented. So this glass should shatter away. The door needs to be replaced. And there is some minor damage here. I think it's fixable. I think this is pretty much fixable. Wow, unlike that car over there. So now let's try the other way. Yep. Oh my god, it's gonna be huge actually. Alright. We are still driving the same car, but don't worry, I'm gonna reset it. Right? Here we go. Pretty new. Switching to keyboard. All right. Let's keep it. Here we go. 100. Slow it down a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. Wow. So the difference is pretty huge. Yes, we have lost a wheel, as you can see, but look at the damage in the new version. Nothing has happened to the chassis, nothing has happened to the doors, for example. They are pretty much intact, right? Now let's inspect the other car. This one, well, yeah, I think the driver is now dead. If the driver is driving on the left side, yes, he's pretty much dead. I mean, the metal, everything went in his body, which is not really safe. Yeah. The same body, remember, the same body design, the same material, aluminium, both of those cars. But of course, this is 1940s, design and build. This is 2020. Alright, now let's test something else, which is a head-on crash with very, very high speed, like for example 60 miles per hour or maybe more. Oh, the same weak spot in the Rebel. Look at it. Wow, this car here, the new version. Stop. No, you can't back it off. But as you can see, the damage is very, very minimum. Nothing has happened to the car. I mean, except the front, of course, but nothing else had happened. Wow. But the Rebel, oh my god, this is totaled. So you see the difference. So Automation Game actually and BeamNG.Drive, they actually very, very detailed. So when you actually choose a 1970s or 1960s or even 40s, for example, car, it won't be as safe as a modern car, which is very realistic for a game. And remember, the Rebel, this one has advanced safety equipments. This thing has advanced 40s safety equipments. This thing has the most advanced safety equipments back then in 1947. So this thing is supremely safe back then, but in 2020, well, no, it won't be enough to stand in an accident against modern cars. I want to do another test, if you wouldn't mind, of course. Well, of course you are watching, so I want to do another test. Let's switch from this car to a modern car, to like a normal hatchback. As you can see, I have a supreme collection here, like some of your cars, some of my cars. So let's take, for example, this, the Gila, which is a car actually my father designed, but yeah, a car which is really, really good, really safe, really awesome. It's a city hatchback, so it won't be as quick as those cars, but I want to see if this thing can actually survive in an accident against the Rebel. This thing has a standard, because this thing was made in 2018, so this thing has, I think, standard 10s safety equipment. So let's see. Switching to the keyboard. Here we go. 70, 80. Boxer 4 engine, remember that? Alright, let's see. 104. Yeah, it's not really. Wow, this is a hatchback, remember that? This is a 2018 hatchback against a 1947 car. So the hatchback, well, actually many airbags has fired up in there against the Rebel, which I think the driver head right now is resting on the steering wheel, I think. So yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, it's front-wheel drive car, and the tires are not touching the ground. That's why I can't reverse it. But look at it. So the Gila, right? This is the Gila. Yes, this is the Gila. So the Gila actually has survived. I mean, the driver can open the doors and get out happy, not happy, you know, sad because he lost his car, and he can get out alive without any problem. But the Rebel, yeah, he needs an ambulance if he's alive, of course. So that's pretty much it for our video here. I really hope that you enjoyed it. So if you want to see more crashing, more crash tests, like for example hatchbacks against sports cars, hypercars, whatever you want, tell me in the comment section if you want to see more of this. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, get subscribed, share the video if you want to share it, and of course watch my previous videos because we have made some crazy videos in the past, and I'm gonna continue making those videos because everyone is loving them, and I love driving cars and crashing cars and you know, drift them and make new creations for you guys. So thank you so much guys for watching. If you enjoy my videos and if you enjoy my channel and if you want to support the channel, link in the description below if you want to sign up to my Patreon page to download those cars like the Rebel and the new version, the Sunset, I forgot the name of it again, the Tramonto. Yeah, if you want to download the Tramonto or the Rebel or the Gila, these three cars, if you want to download them in your game to drive them and enjoy them, the link in the description below. Sign up to my Patreon page, and of course by signing up you will be supporting the channel, and of course you can download those cars plus other replicas and other crazy cars and 4K wallpapers and much more. So thank you so much guys for watching. Have an amazing day or evening or night or whatever time you're watching this video, and stay tuned for more, and goodbye for now my friends.